Okay, we've got Ohio State and Clemson. Ohio State is the defending national champion. They have an excellent team coached by Urban Meyer, and it's difficult for me to pick against Urban Meyer and Ohio State. I'm tempted to do so because Dabo Sweeney and Clemson have this it factor that keeps them in games that they should have lost. On the other hand, it also causes them, in some cases, to lose games they should have won. That didn't happen often this year, but when it did, it made you wonder about the Clemson program until they rebounded the next week, and the next week after that. But the bottom line is, Urban Meyer presents the near perfect match of two advantages that any football team wants to have. First, speed. Ohio State has perhaps some of the fastest players at key skill positions in football. Then, scheme. Notice I'm a big believer in paying attention to scheme. Ohio State has the right schemes to take advantage of the speed that their players possess. And that was most notably obvious in the Ohio State Michigan game. Michigan could have won, but they could not stop that stretch sweep play out of spread formation that Ohio State runs, where the quarterback keeps the ball until the last possible split second and then pitches it to the halfback. I mean, stretching the defense way out. You got to have defenders that can not only stretch that play, but also react to that pitch at the end of that stretch. If you're not forcing the cornerback, you don't have a quarterback that can make that play or stick with that stretch, you can't win. And if you're not ready for that speed, and a lot of teams aren't, including Michigan, you lose. And that's what happened when Ohio State played Michigan. Ohio State won. Speed was the difference, and scheme used the speed properly. Now, what do I mean by scheme? I mean the plays called. People, particularly announcers in sports, and especially in football, talk as if the players draw the plays up in the dirt themselves and it's sandlot, that the coaches don't exist, that offensive coordinators are just sort of in press boxes looking down with binoculars and suggesting ideas rather than actually calling plays, let alone designing them. There is little or no attention played to play design. Here and there in telecasts, you have some people like John Gruden who do, but he is the exception that proves the rule. He is also a former coach, and a great one at that. So we come back to the fact that scheme is forgotten in this discussion. And when you're talking about schemes, you have to look at Urban Meyer, who is the father of the spread offense in college football. Okay, one of the fathers, but a key father of the spread offense in college football. I can't pick against Urban Meyer as much as my intuition tells me I should. I can't, so I'm not going to. Ohio State is going to beat Clemson.